Hello, I am Mohit Deshpande, and in this course I'll be showing you how to create a Google Play Store account and download and install the Android SDK so you can start developing for Android. So, first off, you're going to need a Google account. Now, this can be done by going to gmail.com and signing up for Gmail servers. You don't have to necessarily use Gmail, but in order to be in the Google Play Store, it requires a Google account. Now, I've already done all this, the registration thing, so I'm just going to lead you through it verbally. You're going to want to go to play.google.com/apps/publish. Alright, so this is the screen you'd be presented with. I just have a phony email right there. I'll delete that. So choose a developer name. I'll choose John Doe. Or you could put like the name of your company. I'm just gonna put I'll just put a fake name there. You're required to have a website URL. Now this website can be like something as complex as, say, a full-blown, you own the servers, you're kind of the head honcho, so to speak, of your own servers, or it can be something as simple as like a blog. Just as long as so people can contact you, they can find a way to contact you in that way. I'll just kind of enter some stuff here. Phone number, you can check the link on why they ask you for that. It's usually for for contact information so that Google can contact you if something is if something goes wrong. So we can do +1 and then some characters here. I'm gonna hit continue. Okay. Let's try that. Alright, there we go. Now, you should probably read. You should probably go through this. It's not like really big here. You can usually just go through this. You hit agree, go to continue, and then you'd pay the registration fee, and there you go. You have an account on the Google Play Store, and you can publish to the Google Play Store. Alright, now let's get into the actual tools you'll need to develop these applications. So, we could make Android applications in like a text editor or like something console-y like Vim or Emacs, and then flop all the files in a folder, make an ant.build file or Maven or whatever we can use and build it together. But let's not, please, let's not. Instead, we can use the Eclipse IDE. And get ready for some acronyms because there's going to be a ton of them in this video. Go ahead and go to eclipse.org here. Going to go to downloads and go ahead and download Eclipse Classic. It's roughly 182 megabytes for macOS. An IDE is an integrated development environment. It's basically a program that lets you write code in many different languages. You can have what we're going to be using Java, but you can write it in C, C++, and they have tons and tons of plugins so that you can use a ton of different languages like Python, Perl. They have Eclipse, and their whole system and community here is really great. Alright, so you're going to download that. Go ahead and you can move it to your applications folder, or if you're on Mac, or keep it somewhere in your file system if you're on Windows, Linux. Now we're going to actually install the Android SDK, which is Software Development Kit. Going to head on to developer.android.com. Go to get the SDK. Go ahead and download the SDK. The SDK is the software development kit, which really you can't build Android applications without this. This provides all the APIs that you're going to need, like the tons of classes and interfaces that you'll need to actually create the Android application. You're going to implement and extend these classes or interfaces, and so that you can create an amazingly beautiful Android application. Now, in order to link these two together so that you're not writing it in a text editor or a console, going to need to install the ADT plugin, which is Android Development Tools plugin for Eclipse. So you're basically going to open up your Eclipse here, and you can see I already started work on the application here. Just started. Alright, you're going to go to Install New Software, and this right here, you're going to want to copy and paste that. Plop it up here. I already have it here. Gonna install all of the developer tools. The NDK is the native development kit, which allows you to make Android applications in native C or C++ code, but we're not gonna do that since anyway you need JNI interfaces, so might as well just learn it in Java. Alright, after that is all set up, you're probably going to have to reboot Eclipse so that it can get used to its plugins. After that, you want to open up your Eclipse preferences, and you should have a category here called Android. Click on it and find the directory of your SDK and go ahead and copy and paste that directory in. And you hit apply or OK, and then you really shouldn't be anything here because you haven't installed any actual APIs yet. But don't worry, we will do that. So hit OK. And if you don't enter a valid location for the SDK, trust me, you'll know. You'll get a dialog and everything. Now on the toolbar here, you might notice some new icons. Right around here, maybe. I'm gonna click this, and that's the SDK manager, so you can go ahead and download all these awesome APIs. I need to update some apparently. Now, back in the day, the zip file used to come with all these APIs, but Google stopped using that because the SDK file was huge, like maybe 100 or so, a couple hundred megabytes. I mean, it was a massive file size, so they stopped doing this in order to save space. So now you just download the this is a bare-bone SDK, and you choose which ones you want, which APIs you want to develop for. I would recommend you get all of them, because if you want to be really serious about this, you want to develop a great Android application, then you should really try to make it as accessible to people as you possibly can. I mean, maybe not a lot of people use Android 2.1 or 1.5 anymore. Maybe not a lot of people use it, but you still don't want to let those people feel excluded. Now, this does come with a small cost of you're going to need to write some extra code to account for these things, because trust me, there's tons of new stuff in what we'll be using to make this application, Android 4.1. That's completely different than Android 1.5. Some things have been added, removed, changed, edited, tons of stuff. Alright, so I'm going to let you know that this course here was created in collaboration with Pablo Farias. Sorry if I mispronounced that. It's brought to you by Zenva Incorporated, Z-E-N-V-A. You can find us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/ZenvaDev. That's Z-E-N-V-A-D-E-V. You can also follow us on Twitter at @ZenvaTweets. And we have tons of other awesome courses in application and game development that everyone watching this video should check it out. Alright, so you're going to choose these and go ahead and download them. It'll take a while, trust me. And you can download these extras, such as the Android support library, which I have to update. Install whatever you need. I really should install those, actually. And after that is done, you should be geared and ready to make Android applications.